And go ahead, buddy.
Hey, how's it going? This is the first ever Horror Stories broadcast on the All WNY radio show. And today we have with us Pockets, and they're actually going to start this show off by playing a couple songs for us. So whenever you guys are ready.
This track's called Lighthouse.
There's a lighthouse in the distance, I can feel it washing over me. There's a red hue in the sky tonight, the storm is brewing at my feet. I just can't help but notice there's a sense of dread that is washing over me. Shirley 7 sees it out. Yeah, but we ever been in a house I ain't never seen a home. Shirley 7 sees it out. Yeah, but we ever been in a house I ain't never seen a home. Never stand unsteady when again. Stand beneath my shoes, so I must die pretend. The mindset corrupts to make me lose, and I fall apart, not to forever. That is to say that I'm a part of the inevitable death of the universe. Shirley 7 sees it out. Yeah, but we ever been in the house I ain't never seen a home. Shirley 7 sees it out. Yeah, but we ever been in the house I ain't never seen a home.
Okay, this one's called Imagine That.
I'll smoke until my lungs collapse. Imagine that, oh, I might die from a heart attack. Imagine that, but I'm most sad. Roll up and back. But maybe you'll wake up one day and say I'm not enough for that. It'll all work out okay. I'll know how to act. Imagine that. Oh, I do not get another shot. Imagine that, why it just made me on the internet. Imagine that, but I can that you won't love me back. But maybe you'll wake up one day and say I've had enough of that. It'll all work out okay. I'll know how to act imagine. Oh, imagine that. Just like the work I've done in bed. Imagine that. I just might drink myself to death. Imagine that. I think I'm scared the most that won't let me back. Maybe you'll wake up one day and I'm heading up to that. It'll all work out okay. I'll know how to act, imagine that.
Yeah, baby.
Okay, let's see. This next one's chocolate cigarettes. It's like 1 billion degrees in here.
I got sensations on my headset. I'm afraid of the red man. I got no money to my name. No money to my name. Notify me when the heat's on lovely. I'll be itching by disease. I got nobody left to please. Nobody left. Throw me out. Throw me out. I ain't got nothing left to do. Throw me out. Throw me down in the dirt, my baby. Understand, mess me up. Throw me out on the next day. Next day. Throw me out. Throw me out. I ain't got nothing left to do. Throw me out. I've been dreaming strange things when I met you. I've been going on the wall like a glass on you. that through. Throw me out.
Okay. All right, we got one more. We got one more. One more. One more. Okay. Oh, right. Song's called Total Stranger.
Oh, you're out there, you see that I'm changing. What's sunrise, curtains, I'm a total stranger. Gonna feel what's changing. Gonna feel what's changing. I'm walking, feet up, slow and heavy. Can't do this, gotta breathe in, that's slow and steady. Get out of bed when I'm ready. Get out of bed when I'm ready. I'm walking, the feet up, slow and heavy. Can't do this, gotta breathe in, try slow and steady. Get out of bed when I'm ready. Get out of bed when I'm ready. For the right time, internet lifeline. For the right time. For the right time, internet lifeline. Oh.
Woo! Oh yes, oh yeah. Yeah. Wow. And you said it was gonna be warm in here. I was not ready for this.
I didn't know it was going to be warm in here. Who had that information and didn't tell me?
No, I mean, when he told us when this came in, we had no information prior.
Who
No.
knew?
No,
Just
am I gonna
how
plug?
disgusting it was going to be.
You are now. Go ahead.
Right, yeah. If you guys just want to come over here now.
Alright. Yeah, no, sure.
Enough microphones over
Yes,
here.
bring those headphones with you guys, the ones that you're using
Yeah.
over here.
Yo, babe,
Bring
can I
those
have
over to
yours
the
now?
couch.
Like, I really probably shouldn't say
And then you can use the same headphone.
Yeah.
And there's another headphone over there for you, sir.
Another headphone instead of.
Oh yeah, reposition that.
Oh, my legs are heavy.
Instead of
Yeah,
those
you can
ones.
leave those ones. There's another one over here. Either those blue ones right there or the red ones. Red ones are mine. Everybody's going shirtless. I love it.
So hot.
So really fucking hot.
She started
it. Yeah.
I usually
Well, now.
started, let's be honest here.
How are we
I
all
want
gonna?
this chair.
Oh, well,
Fuck off, like, I don't know.
you're not really gonna have a mic if you sit there, though. That's the problem.
Where are all the microphones?
I don't have many stories to tell. My first gig was this Monday.
And your first date wasn't a
Story
nightmare?
Right there.
I mean, it was terrifying, but it wasn't a nightmare.
Well, you're already doing better than most then.
I had a great support system already in place, though.
Go ahead and sit down and keep talking there, my friend. You got dead air going on right
If your first show wasn't awful, that means you weren't doing it right. You're a coward. You went in there prepared and you're a coward.
No, we were so underprepared. We were really, really, really ambitious.
It's kind of our thing is to go in completely unprepared.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
how I do it.
That was the gimmick in the beginning, anyways.
If we're too prepared, we end up screwing up. Actually, that's how it used to go.
Right. Is it all just free flow?
Well,
You
we
just let it
did
come
learn-
out, or
We did learn that we have to open with that first song every time, because if we don't, for whatever reason, the rest of the set is off. There was one show we played where we were like, maybe we'll try the set a different. We'll try to get it to flow a little different, and that was a bad idea.
That whole
That
show
did
was
not-
a train wreck.
Yeah.
Wasn't that the show you got served at
Yeah.
though?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, so
That's
we
that's
started
kind
the
of
show,
a preemptive train wreck right
and
there.
before we even started the show, Nick got served for what even was it?
I got into a car accident in Niagara Falls like 2 years ago that I had just completely forgotten about. And so it was our second show. I'm already really nervous. And before, it was like the second we got there, actually, I went to the bathroom and I came out and there's just some dude I've never seen before. He's like, "Oh, are you Nick Yahelski?" I'm like, yeah. Like, I'm thinking like, oh, cool. Maybe someone heard the terrible demos we had. Like, no.
really optimistic?
Yeah, no, he's like, this is for you. It's from my dad's law office. Just send it to your insurance. And I'm looking through it. It's a lawsuit. I'm just like, are you serious?
yeah.
Like, you did this before the set?
You couldn't have waited until after.
It was,
Oh my
of course,
goodness.
it's horrible.
Now, when I first heard you say he got served, my mind immediately went to he entered a breakdancing competition and lost.
I really wish that was the case. That would be a lot better
I
story.
mean, we're talking about taking some Vogue classes, but that's later on down the line.
You'll get served later. You're working on it again.
No, we're gonna do the serving.
We'll make
Oh,
it
okay,
a
right.
later
I'm sorry.
show.
I'm very sorry. Oh, geez.
It is hot up here. I'm gonna tell you that
Yeah.
much.
We should leave.
Screw this. I'm out of here.
Just turn the show into like an inception of itself. It turns into a horror story itself.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Oh, well, my
Let me
first
tell you
show,
about
the band
worst
just walked
time.
off.
Let me tell you about the worst radio interview I had. I was up in this really, really hot place, and we just all died of starvation and dehydration, and just it was bad. It was bad.
Who did they eat first?
They're gonna eat me first.
No, we've already planned that actually. We've discussed this previously. Like we'll start with the liver and then work our way through.
Right, right. So,
You never know when you never know when your band's gonna break.
Exactly.
Down, you gotta be prepared for these.
so you don't worry about the music, but when it comes to when the band breaks down, you have that step by step written down, right?
Oh, yeah. No.
He's gonna start the fire. He's gonna get ready to be eaten. Give him his last rites, and then we'll move on. Start with his liver or whatever you
He
said.
doesn't get last rights. We got to surprise him.
I'm not gonna go down willingly. Let's be honest here. I'm gonna
This
try
is
and
not
run
a
for the hills, but that
self-sacrifice
ain't-
type situation. We might have to chase him
It's no nobility in pockets.
I just imagined a Of Mice and Men situation where you break down by a lake and you're like, oh, look at that over there.
You know, that would work on me. I'd love that.
down. Just look at the beautiful lake.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, I
Just
do
keep
like
looking.
lakes. You know that.
Oh, dear.
Oh god.
It
All right.
wasn't as bad as the first one. When you got served though, was that better or worse than getting your gear stolen?
That was after
That
we
was
didn't
on
have any of
board.
our gear for that show, right?
Yeah,
like we showed
no,
up, we
no.
already
Yeah.
didn't have our gear.
Our first show we ever played, actually, we had almost all of our gear stolen in our first show. We lost all our pedals, all our microphones, tuners, all that.
I lost a glow-in-the-dark like tuning machine, one of those winding things. It
Yeah.
was just like it was one of those small things that I keep thinking about. Like 'cause I had to restring the guitar earlier, and I'm just like, I wish I still had this stupid little plastic piece of shit.
I understand the amps. I understand the gear, but why? Why couldn't they just leave it?
Yeah, and it's like it was not even like $30 worth of equipment either. That's what really got me.
It was not
It
worth
was
stealing.
just
Yeah.
special.
So that that was our first show, and then our second show he got served.
Set a really good precedent.
Yeah, you guys are really starting off hot.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm getting worse.
Yeah, no, it got better after that.
It's good that you weren't discouraged that your first show immediately you got robbed and you
Well,
could have just
see, we thought we had everything when we left. That was the problem. It wasn't until we went to set up all our gear again, like a couple days later, and then we realized, hey, where's the gear bag?
Yeah.
Maybe it's back at the venue. Maybe it's in so and so's car, and it was not those places.
It is still nowhere to be found.
Oh,
So
God.
Maybe someday.
That'd be a miracle. I'll tell you that much.
Get my
The perpetrators
$15.
listening to this radio show right now thinking to
That
themselves,
and-
oh, yes.
I think after that actually was when we went to Mohawk and we thought we were getting thrown off stage for the Is This It
Oh, yeah.
shenanigans.
That
We had a
show.
No, that was.
was
was
several
that-
shows later.
well, that was we had some shows that I couldn't make because I had to work and I couldn't get
yeah, I
days
forgot
off. So
about
He's the
that.
financial
There were a
backing
couple-
of this whole thing.
yeah, I'm the only one with an
Wow.
actual job.
You guys-
with
you guys-
actual
yeah.
money, so
You're ahead of a lot of people though. If you actually have money.
yeah, I've got some stable form of income, so we
Right.
manage all right. But
Yeah, no, we had a show. I think it was probably our third or fourth show.
Yeah.
I think you need to get a little bit closer to the microphone.
And on our third or fourth show, he wasn't able to make it because he had work and no one could cover for him. So we actually asked one of our friends to come over.
Eric Brom, who is
yeah.
one of the best people I'd ever met, came
Yeah,
in. He improvised
shout
the
out.
drums for an entire set. Like he'd only heard the songs once before and was like, "I'll just go for it."
Yeah.
So
Jeez.
props to him. If you need a
Beautiful
sub drummer,
arrangement.
get at him. Just gonna recommend him blindly.
just
Yeah.
name dropping.
Isn't he like
letting
in
you know, hey, I
Texas?
name dropped you on the
Or something?
podcast.
Yeah. Okay, he's leaving in like a week for Texas.
Usually on this, I would say no names, but if it's a positive thing, I'll let it slide.
Yeah, yeah. If it's,
I don't want people trashing people.
Yeah, we have nothing negative to say about anyone. We're a fun
How long have you
bunch.
guys been around though?
Not forever.
It's like about 7 months or so.
September, October.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
actually just joined recently.
We just added her. She just played the last show with us at Mohawk, which was actually on
This past Monday.
this past Monday. We
May
did
the
like a
4th.
Star Wars thing because it was May the 4th. You know, so
Yeah.
the 4th.
I played that show with you guys.
Yeah, you guys were there actually. I was off getting our stupid giant robot and
Yep, yeah.
I loved your helmets though.
Thank you.
You had what was it, a Rebel helmet and an R2D2
Yeah,
thing?
no, I made a Luke Skywalker X-wing helmet
The
for
little-
That's what it
myself,
was.
and then I made an R2D2 helmet for him.
Oh, that was
That's
good
why we
stuff.
had the awesome X-wing drone kit. Pretty cool.
Oh, I actually want to ask you guys something that's not horse race real quick. On the poster for that last show, the May 4th show, your genre is multiple things here. Beach glasscore, post-industrial beard pop, vaporwave, internet punk, dream jazz, and noise pop. Now, some of those things sound real.
Okay, like
Some of them
some
don't.
of them
First
are.
of all, the beard
Oh,
one
so does
made
your
way
beard
more
look
sense
like-
when you.
Yeah, no.
He used to have this beard that was like
It was bigger than
Gandalf
mine.
style beard,
He
like
literally looked like he was a
Like-
deranged man from the woods.
People would give me
like-
cigarettes on the street, like for real. I would be like, "Does anyone have a light?" And they'd be like, "Here, you look like you need a couple." I'd be like, I do, but
So originally we just looked like a bunch of homeless people with
Right.
instruments on the stage, and they're like, "Who let
They
these
used
guys
to be a
on?"
lot hairier.
And you guys still got stolen from? That people weren't people weren't
yeah,
afraid?
Yeah, exactly. We didn't look like we had shit anyway. People still took our stuff.
That'd have been a great turn if they were like, "Wow, you guys really look like you're not doing so hot."
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
here's
Let's help you guys out.
You leave the show with more gear and socks and stuff. Just like here, you might
If
need
anyone
this.
wants to bring us socks at a show, we will not. I will not turn that.
I
down.
will not turn down
I will
any free
take all
shit.
free socks.
Never. That is the
Duly
number one
noted.
rule of being in your 20s. Never turn down free shit.
If you throw socks at us
Unless
on
it's seriously
stage, we're not
sketchy.
going to get you kicked out.
We're also not giving them back.
Oh God.
Yeah, no, yeah, most
So-
of that's just stupid internet jokes. People always ask us what we sound like, and I never know how to answer it, so I just started
Mhm.
making things up. Like,
That's actually the best
Actually-
way to go about it.
We found that a lot of people just copy and paste because that's our that's
Facebook
listed as our
description.
description in our Facebook page or whatever. So
Yeah.
a lot of people just like copy and paste it and don't actually like look and
Yeah.
see what it says. So I feel like sometimes people don't realize that it's this big list of nonsense and put it on posters.
People don't question genres.
Yeah,
They don't
well,
question that.
But that's kind of the whole point, is that it's a bit of a play on the fact that what is the genre anyways, you
Right.
know, it's
Just trying to blow people's
all
minds.
kind of a vague.
yeah.
Well, it's like, why put a label on it? Really, it's music. You either like it or you don't. Really, I mean,
Yeah.
That's what it boils down
Vaporwaves
to
and noise
me.
pop are totally real things.
Noise pop, definitely. Yeah, I've heard of that. Other than
Vaporwaves, like it started on Tumblr. Shouts to Oscar Quick. You should check him out if you like weird internet pop.
that's a thing apparently.
Yeah, no, it's
Internet pop is a thing.
Vaporwave is an actual thing. If you want to.
I thought Dream Jazz was definitely a thing.
Dream Jazz is an old 4chan joke. Like,
I'm not up to date, so you guys like
Yeah.
you guys got that on me. I don't know.
I'm from the internet. so-
All right. All right. Well, get back to nightmare situations.
Nightmare situations.
Nightmare situations.
So the first Mohawk show, not this past one, but the one where we
Played
had
as a
the accident.
Yeah, we used to do this thing where we'd cover "Is This It" by the Strokes, and after the last verse, like the song would slowly ramp up into nonsense, and eventually I'd start screaming. And what we had been doing, and we did it a couple times at the forum without an issue. I would, kind of just toss my guitar down and start throwing the drum kit around. But
Right.
we didn't plan that out when we played at Mohawk the first time, and there
They
were
didn't
way more
tell anyone.
mics than I thought. So I accidentally threw some of the sound guy's equipment. He ran out faster than I've ever seen anyone.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
was like, "You're done. You're done." We had 2 more songs too. I was walking back up with an acoustic. And he was like, "Get off the stage."
It's like, you guys could just go. It's like it doesn't matter. Just
Yeah. No, he's a great guy though.
yeah. Well,
he
it
did
turns
this-
out it was actually, I guess,
Turns
just
out
a
he doesn't need us that way.
misunderstanding.
Yeah, apparently he had believed because what was happening was when he's jumping around and stuff every once in a while, if he gets close to me, I'll just shove him. And I had pushed him into the drums. And for whatever reason, he had thought that we had actually gotten into like a brawl up on stage in the band. And then like I was just pissed at him and just shoved him into the drums.
The song deteriorates into like a tantrum. And
Yeah, it's
I
just-
know what you
I
were
understand.
for
It's
real.
just- I had talked to him ahead of time, and I had not quite explained ourselves. I was like, oh, we're gonna kind of, destroy the song a little bit and get a little out of hand. And he was kind of like, oh, okay. And I should have really specified.
No,
I'm gonna
really
shove him into
out
the
of hand.
drums.
We're going to break things on stage.
Yeah. Now, this is definitely what's pointing me to the fact that you guys have financial backing. Because in my band, you don't go near anyone else's stuff, because if you're going to break it, you're going to pay for it. We are not that punk rock. We are definitely concerned about whether or not we have gear for the next show.
Well, we were like bringing our own mics and stuff before they got stolen, just
Yeah.
just for that reason. Because I was doing a thing where I was even taking the mic and actually throwing it at the drum kit and stuff. So once all our gear got stolen, we didn't
have to let them
plan it
down.
out how we should have.
Yeah.
You have to let the
We
rhythm
had to actually
dial.
drop our scenes recently 'cause-
Most of our equipment's kind of crappy as it is, though.
Yeah.
So
I only spent like $50 on my amp to begin with.
Nice.
So
But that's the tone you're going for, right?
yeah, no, it is.
So it worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole idea is that everyone is not sure whether or not we're actually trying.
Like, are they actually this bad? Is
Yeah.
this on purpose? Are they for real ever?
Definitely punk rock. You don't need talent to be in a punk rock band. Although,
No, it's not to say that there's no talent. I don't want to sell
yeah.
ourselves short.
you're also not punk though, because
Yeah.
it's not on the myriad of lists you have
yeah,
as genres.
yeah.
Really? Did we forget?
I don't think there's any punk listing on there. No.
We have like
Nowhere does
Nope.
it say punk.
Nope, doesn't say punk anywhere.
It says, like, I think the closest thing is the Beach Blast core. That's like,
I still love that. That's my favorite.
Where did you
one.
even
That's-
come
Well,
up with
especially
that?
for summertime.
Is it just
it was
up
because
there?
of Sailor Song, I think, because we
Oh,
just
Lighthouse.
we had some kind of nautical elements kicking around in a
Oh,
couple of the
I remember.
earlier songs, and we were like, maybe it will go like a nautical route, and it just it
No,
didn't
that's what
really
you should-
necessarily pan out that way, but
Throw out the 7-inches under the
Huh?
cute little nautical 7-inch whatever project you were talking about. We should
Oh.
have it be the beach glass core.
That's a good idea. Yeah. No, we want to get a short run of vinyl down eventually, but we don't
Because
have
we're
recordings.
hipsters.
Yeah.
It's the way to do it
Off
now.
Topic again though.
So horror stories.
Yeah.
Stories.
Thanks for taking control of the podcast. I hand it over to you now.
First show
So
pockets
welcome to the
were
show.
shit.
We're talking about horror stories with pockets. I am Nate of Pockets. I'm now running the show. Thank you very much.
Let's see. I don't know. Honestly, this is the first band that I've had that's played out. I haven't had anything work out in the past. My first band in like high school was this like progressive metal band, and we practiced for like 4 months for a show that fell through, and then everyone was just like, fuck it. So
I have a couple older stories previous to this when I was younger. Personally, I played drums in this band I made. We were called Lion Avalanche, which was a really dumb name, but that's a completely different story. Anyways, one of the best things that ever happened to me as far as horror stories in that band goes was it was one of those situations where like it wasn't really a band, but I had gotten a bunch of my friends to play instruments in this band for me. And none of them really cared that much, but they still did it. We got like these wristbands that were our wristbands to like get into this, to get into these venues for like this event we were playing at like downtown event in Jamestown. And my bass player goes to his house. In between going home and coming back, he loses his wristband. So he can't, they tell him he's not allowed to go into any of the venues now because he doesn't have his wristband. And so he wound up having to buy a completely new wristband. For some reason, they couldn't just give him the new one. But it was just always like babysitting sometimes. And it was like, okay, so-and-so's not dressed now. So-and-so hasn't eaten their dinner.
I mean, let's be
You
honest.
have to put makeup on. You need a different belt. Like it was like fully. You're still
It's
kind of
still-
like that.
Yeah. It is still kind of like babysitting. Let's be honest here.
We're not like babies. We're more like ducklings.
I'm a toddler.
Toddlers.
Thank you very much.
I'm
Is a good word
6.
for you.
This is a very impressive band of 6-year-olds.
Yeah.
we appreciate
Very
that.
tall. Cities.
Well, I mean, with all the stuff they're putting in food nowadays.
Yeah, that's.
Thanks, Obama.
Thanks, Obama.
No, I always find that the beginning of bands is usually the worst. I mean, definitely on the road, you can like have your gear get stolen and stuff, but like the most embarrassing stuff, like for my bands, the very beginning is the stuff that I have videos of us playing on my computer, and every time I open up my computer, I just always think to myself, just get rid of it.
Yeah.
You don't ever want to see that again. You don't ever want to see it again. Why do you even have it still? You don't want proof of that.
Just imagine if you die sometime. And
Yeah,
someone's cleaning
yeah,
your computer,
exactly.
like, no, nothing
Yeah.
like that.
Make sure you delete all my
The worst is when you put that stuff on the internet thinking that it's great. I've made some mistakes.
Luckily, I've never done that. I've never put anything on the internet. I'm just so-
Archive.org has a hold of some of my terrible recordings, so that's never going away.
Oh god, it's the stuff that you're lying awake at night. You just go, why did I play that show? Why did I do that?
The negative stuff's really kind of important though, because it really helps you figure out what everyone's attitude's going to be when you're not doing well.
Yeah.
You know, because you could have someone who's, you know, happy as a clam until something goes wrong, and then they lose their shit, and you can't work with them anymore, and that's that.
Right.
So like, it's just, I don't know. That's the biggest thing about it. And for me, is just being able to know that everyone's on the same page, and when a negative thing comes up like that, you rather than, you know, blaming each other or trying to find a reason things went wrong, it's more important to talk about, you know, why did we sound like shit? Not, oh, we sounded like shit, or oh, that one song sounded awful. It's like, okay, but why did it sound awful? What about it? Can we change? What can we make better? You know, it's important to take away from it as a learning experience rather than just, you know, oh, that was shitty. Well, hopefully we do better next time.
I think it's really important to have an environment where you can criticize each other positively, because we're not trying to hurt anyone. We're not trying to judge our friends, but we still want to work together and get better. So as long as everyone can be open to making mistakes and then working together to fix it, I feel like that's the most important thing.
But, you know, I mean, sometimes you just don't have control over things. Like, we played a show with a band that was coming through on a little bit of a tour they were doing. We played down at Stamps.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah. I like intentionally
Chihuahua, North
forget
Carolina,
about
something like
Just
that.
block that out.
And we got there and we showed up at the venue, and we went up to the bar to one of the bartenders or
We were like a few
whoever
minutes
it was.
late, weren't we?
No,
No, we were early.
We were right on time. We were actually
Yeah, that
on
was
time.
actually one of the only times we were on
Yeah,
time.
we were all proud. We got there early. We like went and got lunch. We were like, sweet, we still have 15 minutes. We get to the bar. The bartender doesn't even know there's a show going on.
Yeah, they
Uh,
have to go find the sound guy,
Like
and,
the
and
sound
the
guy
guy's like,
who's
"Oh
not
yeah,
there."
no, yeah, we're doing a show tonight." And originally it had been set up. I think there was supposed to be 3 or 4 bands
Yeah, I
playing
think there
with
was
us,
supposed
and
to be
2 of them had
4.
dropped out. And so it was us and this one other band, and
their set was great.
yeah,
It was.
Awesome. It was an empty venue where the bar didn't even know that we were supposed to be there. So that was
There were like 3
was
people at the bar, and there were 2 like, I don't know, motorcycle hard rock dudes in their like late 40s who, as soon as the set was finished, started complaining about real music and that whiny emo crap at Warped Tour, and I was like, yeah, no, that was super cute. You missed that? That was
I
super cute.
totally missed that.
No, yeah, that was the population of the
Yeah.
crowd.
Just people who immediately wanted to show their age when they open their mouth.
Yeah. It was like, oh, okay, so you're just an old shit.
Yeah.
You're just judgmental.
Well,
little
let's
people head.
Whiny emo.
If you're judging him, you know better, right?
I can't take that. Gotta be open-minded to all kinds of music, and don't, crap on anyone for it.
but
Right. Well, yeah, you
With
don't
the
have to
exception-
say anything
not
if you
sure.
don't
I
like
can't.
it.
I'm not supposed to do that. I'm still on that thing from last night.
What?
Nothing.
Oh, hold on.
I'm not
Hold
I
on.
supposed
don't know.
to- See, it's convenient. It's convenient because I'm not supposed to talk shit, but I can't let it go. It's still bothering me.
but
No, I'm not.
But yeah, no, I mean,
No, there was one person there though.
there was one person who was one of the good friends of.
Of the touring band
Touring,
coming
yes.
there, yeah.
So we had one
He was a
fan
beautiful
for the entire
audience
show,
member.
and that was it.
Did anything happen during the show, or was it just this?
Oh, the
Awful
whole
show.
show was a slow train wreck. The band that opened before us they were great. We came up and we were like, yeah, a bunch of our gear got stolen a couple weeks ago, and the guitarist of the band was like, oh, you can try my pedals if you want, which was cool because he had an amazing rig, but this set kind of fell apart because there was no energy to feed on at all because a band that we played with kind of left during our set too, so it was just like us playing for nobody. So
Well,
we just kind of dwindled down.
For me, when that happens, I just consider it a practice.
That's
Yeah,
that's
exactly what
exactly
they
what it
did.
was.
Yeah.
It's just like I don't know. I mean, we just kind of ducked out the back at the end of it because like I didn't re-meet with the bartender or anything. I didn't say, hey, we're leaving. Thanks for having us. We just left because it was
It was clear
awful
that no
reception.
one cared.
I was really shocked at the fact that I don't know, nobody came up to greet us. Like we walked in the door and we just stood there for like a few minutes, and then we had to go over to somebody and talk to them about what was going on.
That was
Like they were just like they seemed like they had no idea we were coming. It was like, oh yeah, no, we have a stage, so you can play there.
Yeah, that was easily the most disheartening show I've ever even seen. Like after that, I was kind of like, do I really want to keep doing this?
Just felt so unloved.
But then one of the great things is after that show was when we played Mohawk, and so now we've played 2 shows at Mohawk, and both of them have gone very well.
Yeah.
And playing Mohawk's great. That's just a great band.
Mohawk, bring us back,
Mohawk
Mohawk.
Get them into Mohawk.
Also, new diet mohawk.
Mohawk Light has less
Different
calories.
levels, Same great taste.
The taste of pockets.
That does not sound appetizing
It
at
sounds
all.
like it'd be like a mixture of felt and sand.
Some taste of like coins or whatever, like
Yeah,
a
little
piece of
metallic
gum.
taste.
Blood and
Well, it seems
blueberries.
that pockets would taste like beach glass, beard. What else? Dream Jazz.
Vapor.
Dream Jazz, the taste.
What is the taste of dream jazz? That sounds like a song.
We're gonna have to consult our scientists and get back to you.
We'll get the science division right on it.
I think it's great that you guys actually try and learn from your mistakes. For me, it's usually me and my brother. The excitement of performing is much higher than the passion to practice or anything. So it's like, we'll take a show knowing we're not ready for it. We'll do it. It'll go horrible. and we'll just regret it for the rest of our lives, but still keep going.
Yeah.
But
at
the
least-
still keep going is the important.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Except for all the people that had to sit through our show. But were they?
Eventually, you get enough shows in that they're kind of like practices, and then maybe down the line you get one show where you're like, all right, that didn't sound like absolute shit.
Or you carve a name for yourself sounding terrible, and then that's just your thing. People are like, I can't tell if it's planned or not. That's how you make money. Keep them confused and coming back.
Yes.
Yeah, 'cause that's what people want to see. They just want to. They don't care if it sounds good. They just want to see people trying their hardest. That's all they care about. It's all about the heart. That's all that matters.
That's why we don't have fans.
So as we now know, the music industry is driven by heart.
Yeah, the music industry is
That sounds
driven by
about
heart.
Captain Planet needs it too. Didn't make any sense. Sorry. It's really hot in here.
Everybody's slowly melting. Oh, geez.
It's actually great that you mentioned that though, because just being in a band, one of those difficulties is really knowing how to balance playing out and like practicing on your own time, basically, because if you play out constantly and you're never spending time amongst yourselves, fine-tuning the music, trying to come up with some new tunes, whatever, if you're not working together, then you're not really moving forward at all. You're just playing and playing and playing, and you'll get better that way. But I feel like it's important, because you can't just I've been in some bands where they're like, what we want to do is we want to release a full album and then no shows until we have like a full 10-track album. It's like, that's never going to happen. People are going to get bored. Like, musicians want to play for people. And if you're not doing that, then what's the point? People lose interest. You've got all these great songs, but no one's hearing them. You're not sharing them. And I really think that, if you're not playing out, then you're missing the major aspect of music
Being in a
performance.
band.
Exactly.
I think it's good to have a balance, because the internet seems really important now. If people usually they get all the music on the internet, so to me it seems like they'll go to shows if they've heard you.
Yeah.
Like
which
if you have
is-
something online, they'll
that's
listen to
something
it and then they'll
that's-
decide.
Yeah, that's something we're hoping to bank on, honestly. Once we get some recordings done, I'm never gonna charge for a digital release. I'm never gonna let this band charge for a digital release, because you can get it for free anyway. There's no reason. If you want to pay money for it, go ahead. But once we get some recordings done, I'm just gonna distribute it through Tumblr and whatever we can. 'Cause,
Yeah.
if we can carve out a couple small towns that have a fan base for us, and that's better than no fan base at all.
Very true. Yeah, so it seems like we're at the end of the show here. So speaking of that, do you guys have any music that people can go check out, or?
We have a Bandcamp that we're probably going to put what they just listened to here on. If that's what you guys.
Yeah, I mean, do whatever you want.
I'm pretty sure what's on the Bandcamp right now is like the first demos from like October.
Yeah,
They're about cell phone.
iPhone quality demos from October. So
Pockets,
definitely need some updating.
Pockets.bandcamp.com. We're also on Facebook. It's just type Pockets 3 times on any social network. You got like a 75% chance of finding us.
Right. That's why my band went with Hexametastrophe. If you type that in, there's nothing else you're gonna get. It's just that. It's a made-up word. All right. Well, yeah. Thank you guys so much for being on the first episode.
Thank
Not a
you.
problem. Thanks for having us. It's been great.
I was on the wrong mouse.